Concentration is the wealth of the mind. You are lost in the external world, creating wealth outside. Unfortunately, most of the time when you practice asana, concentration, I think most of us have a big problem with respect to concentrating on leading a peaceful life, concentrating on the work that we do or the studies that we are currently involved in. I think we have miserably failed fixing our mind, fixing our ego, or even fixing our intellect on the object or the subject of our interest. We miserably failed. We can't even focus for a few seconds or a few minutes. Okay, maybe for a few seconds. That was just over exaggeration. You can definitely focus on a few minutes, but definitely not for half an hour or 1 hour. But we don't mind falling into the trap of mindless scrolling for hours together. You have all the attention in the world to focus on your phone and concentrate on absorbing the content by saying you do not have time and mind to solve your life problems. You have all the time and the mind in the world for you to spend hours together scrolling. But if you say, if I tell you, okay, pay attention to what's happening to you, put in some mind and effort into it, nah, you're least bothered. To look at the phone and scroll mindlessly for hours together, you have all the concentration in the world that exists. But to solve the life problems, you don't. And finally, you say, okay, I have lost concentration in my life. Then you go searching, thinking, okay, ultimately there's something wrong with you. Let me tell you a secret. If the mind doesn't remain steady on its own, give it something to hold on to. Not useless things, by the way. Practice asanas. Keep your body free from diseases. Practice pranayama, the breathing practice. Restore and conserve your energy. When you just follow these two basic things, asana practice and pranayama, your willpower and clarity of thoughts will flow. And this is how you start to cultivate new habits at the level of brain. See, only when you develop indifference to the worldly matters will you be fit for the inner quest of concentration. Concentration is the wealth of the mind. You are lost in the external world, creating wealth outside. I'm not saying it's not essential. It is needed. But you shouldn't give the 100% priority for that. You need to focus on developing concentration, which becomes the wealth of the mind. Right now, you may feel healthy with respect to materialistic possessions that you have. But if you're someone who's zero when it comes to the wealth of the mind, it's time to start thinking about it. To develop concentration, you have to increase your wealth here, the mental wealth, not health. Mental health is also needed, but now we're talking about mental wealth. See, if by practicing yoga, just 1 hour of asana practice, what is it that can happen? See, you can direct your sense of taste, touch, smell, hearing towards your mind, and you can turn your mind inwards towards the real self, what we call as the soul. The asana practices may seem like an external practice, but with this understanding, the practice becomes kind of a meditation. Unfortunately, most of the time when you practice asana, it is just at the physical level. But when you learn to integrate the body, the mind, and the intelligence with who you are, then asana practice becomes more meaningful. Passionate interest, not just interest, okay? You have to really have a fire for it. When passion is coupled with interest, that is when you can fuel concentration. In fact, concentration is a byproduct of passion. And most important of all, with concentration comes humility, and with concentration comes a better and deeper understanding of who you are. If you aren't passionate, even God can't help you in concentration. Don't just love the work you do. Feel free and evolve with it. How do you do this? start your journey on the path of yoga or any other path that you choose, which deep down you know will bring in, or rather unfold, a kind of magic in you, and start pursuing it. I hope this brought in a new wave of perspective with respect to understanding what concentration is. Do let me know how you felt in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.